So, if you can tell from me using a Bowser Ambibo as a microphone holder, I'm a wee bit of a gamer. I game on occasion. I partake in the act of gaming. But when you're gaming, what's the most important thing for a gamer to game? No, it's not the controller. It's not that monitor or TV. No, it's not the game. It's the console. The console's important. It is, in my opinion, that the console is the most important aspect to playing a game. I mean, without the console, you wouldn't be playing the game. And seeing as we're on this cusp of the next generation of gaming, we're just about to hit the Xbox Series X and the PS5, I thought, I'll step back a bit. I'll look back, rewind the clock, look back at the systems that I personally own. Now, when I say own, I do not mean interacted with. While I own a SNES cart and I own an Xbox 360 game, and I've played both of these consoles, yada yada yada, I do not own these consoles. Therefore, they are exempt from the list. Also, I will be going in chronological order of the console's release, because I think it flows better. And finally, handhelds count. We all good? Well, then let's begin with the oldest console that I personally own. So, bringing up the rear of this list, the oldest console I own is the Game Boy Color. I don't own an original Game Boy because Game Boys are bricks, bro. Get the color. It's got color. It's slimmer. It fits to your hand thanks to this rounded bit at the end. And it plays all Game Boy games, and it plays obviously Game Boy Color games. I only have 2 games for this system, so I thought I might as well show them off. We got Tetris, probably one of the cheapest and highest quality Game Boy games. It's very fun. It's just Tetris. And the game I got with the system, Pokemon Silver. I bought this system in 2017 from Amazon along with this copy of Pokemon Sister, along with this copy of Pokemon Silver. But, I like this console a lot. It's fun to play. It's how I play Pokemon Silver and Tetris, 2 very good games. And if you have the means, I would recommend just picking up a Game Boy Color. Skip the original Game Boy. The Game Boy is a very cool system, and one day I hope to own a Game Boy. However, I don't need to own a Game Boy itself. This does 2-in-1, Color and the Game Boy. Ergo, much better deal. Anyways, moving on. Up next, we got the Nintendo DS. This is an original model DS. I bought it last year for one reason, really. A, I want to play DS games on the DS hardware. I think that is just a bit more fun. And B, GBA slot. I don't have to buy a Game Boy Advance now. At least until I become a real big collector. But I think that buying the stuff, that means you won't have to go back and buy more and more, and you can just buy one thing that plays multiple things. I think that is muy bueno. Admittedly, I don't have any GBA games. It's one of those systems that, a bunch of the games are great, but they're really expensive right at the moment. But I got the GBA slot one so that... Whoops, almost dropped it again. I got the GBA slot one so I won't have to purchase a Game Boy Advance. Also, why did I get the original one instead of a later model still with the Game Boy Advance slot and it just looks and works better? Because I think this is the best looking Nintendo DS. It's something about it. It looks very good. I like how thick it is. I like this weird, angular curve at the top and how the top plate doesn't reach the sides fully. I think that looks really cool. Plus, this color is really good. Now, I don't own that many games for the DS specifically, so I just thought I'd show off a couple. We have Pokemon White 2 and Pokemon Heartgold. I bought both of these games from GameStop, which means, of course, they're loose. So I had to get creative and find a DS case and a bit of printer paper. And currently Pokemon Heartgold's just in there flinging around, which is unfortunate because that's one of the more expensive Pokemon games I own. Because everyone likes the Gen 2 remakes. Yeah, they're really great because Pokemon follow you, and they're great games. And the second one, the game I played the most, the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. I got this for the 3DS, because the 3DS can obviously play DS games. And I just played this a lot because it's Lego Star Wars. Anyways, speaking of the 3DS, it's our next system. This is the oldest video game console I own. Not in terms of age, because that goes to the Game Boy Color, not Game Boy. But this is the first video game console I got. I got it in, I believe, either 2012 or 2013. Oh boy. And for the longest time, this was the only video game console I owned. And it is one of my favorite consoles ever. I like how sleek it is. It's flat. It's thin. It's very nice. I like it a lot. This is the system I own the most games for. Whoops. I just really like the 3DS. I like its coloring. I like these left and right sticks. Two games I thought I should bring out and show you. The first Pokemon game that I owned fully for myself, Pokemon Omega Ruby. Very nice game. And one of the first games I got with the 3DS. This was a gift for my birthday back in 2012-2013. And along with it, I got a couple games. Two to be specific. One is Land of Dinosaurs 3D, I believe it's called. The second one is Spider-Man Edge of Time for 3DS. I didn't know this was out on like PS3 and Xbox 360 until very recently. I thought this is the only way to play it. And it's still one of my favorite games for the 3DS. It is very fun to swing around and all that stuff. Fighting is muy nice-o. Obviously, it is no Spider-Man PS4, but it's still very nice. Now, the other 3DS I own is the 3DS XL. This one I got a lot more recently, as in this year. This was my sister's 3DS, and you might be wondering why I would own a 3DS XL. A, sister gave it to me. She didn't want it anymore. B, it's a PAL 3DS. Specifically, it was bought in Australia. Therefore, it can play PAL games. I went to Australia as a kid. I was an idiot. Bought Ocarina of Time for 3DS. With the PAL, it wouldn't work on my 3DS, but it worked with the... That's why I own this. To play PAL 3DS games. Which, because my sister got this in Australia and got a fair amount of Australian 3DS games, I now own PAL 3DS games. Hence the PAL 3DS. Also, it's a lot bigger and a lot sturdier, I think, than the original 3DS. Don't get me wrong, this is still my favored model. But this is just so large. And also, it's got two shoulder buttons on each side, so a total of 4. I explain things incredibly well. Anyways, we're moving on to my first home console. This is the first home console I owned on my own. Well, not technically on my own. It was bought for me and my sister then was like, oh, I don't play this, Henry, just take it. It's the PS4. I don't have it with me because it's a big PS4. It's a standard PS4 that was bundled with the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. very, very good deal right here. I quite enjoy this. I've played this quite a bit. Don't know how much. But definitely nowhere near this. Spider-Man PS4 is either my favorite or second favorite PS4 game. Fallout 4 is a very close game because this game is incredible. If you have a PS4 and haven't played it yet, but this was my first home console, the PlayStation 4. I got it, must have been 2016 or 2017. One of those years. And like I said, it was a gift from my grandparents, and it was one of the greatest gifts I got. It really got me into gaming, and I love it. It's a very good system. And now we're moving on from it. The final home console I own, and it's the Switch. Oh, you can see the phone recording this in the Switch reflection. That's kind of cool. This is the first home console that I actually bought with my own money. I bought it in 2018. I saved up for about a year, maybe a year and a half for it. And I bought the Fortnite bundle, of course. I got it for a very specific reason. I got it because Pokemon games weren't going to be on the 3DS anymore. Yep, that is the only reason I got a Switch, was to play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Are ya proud? But I didn't just buy Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I bought Pokemon Let's Go Eevee that year, of course, yes. But since then, I've bought a fair amount of games. Doom! This was a birthday gift. It was a very nice gift. It is a very good game. Doom on the Switch runs oddly well. It's very good. I love this game. And Doom Eternal is a very good game too. You might notice this is the PAL version, but it doesn't matter. I don't need two Switches because the Switch isn't region locked. Ergo, I can play all the goddamn... Haha. And this is the console where I first played Dark Souls. Dark Souls, if you know me, is my favorite game of all time. This game, which I got on a whim, is just so good. I was in GameStop one day, and it was there. I would look at it, I'm like, oh, Dark Souls. That's the game that's supposed to be really hard. I bet I'm up for the challenge. I take my money, give it to the cashier, take the game home, play it, die. And then I play and die and play and die and play and die and play and die. I die a lot in Dark Souls. But I love it. It's my favorite game of all time. And I first played it on the Nintendo Switch. Now, you may be tempted to think that is where our journey ends. That is the final console. What are you, stupid? What is that behind me? It's a monitor. Gaming PC. I got this CyberPower PC. Look, I'll bend the camera down. I got this pre-built CyberPower PC from Best Buy on Black Friday last year. And might I say, oh boy, what a deal. All of this together, which I saved up for about 2.5 years, I believe, $700 for PC, monitor, and the keyboard. The worm on top, it was from Las Vegas. It is one of the best investments I've made. First off, all Steam games are in here. Epic Store games, I can get all of them on the PC, the gaming PC. Secondly, it's a gaming PC. It's obviously superior to any console. I'm hilarious. The first game I ever got for the PC was Dark Souls 3. I have still not played Dark Souls 2. I refuse. But my battle station and I together forever until I upgrade it. I mean, that's just like an inevitability. Eventually it'll happen. Oh yeah. So that's been a short overview of consoles that I have owned and some of the games that I own for them. And I think this retrospective was nice to look back at all the systems I own, the games, how I've played them. Look back at that and look forward for the future of gaming. I'm excited for the PlayStation 5. I'm meh about the Xbox Series X. Seriously, that is such a bad name. Just name it Xbox Infinite. PS5, though, you are mwah. I'm excited for the next Nintendo console, whatever that will be, whether it be Switch 2, the Nintendo Swapadoo, the Nintendo Ligalala. They're gonna name the next console that, believe me. I'm excited for the future of gaming. By looking back at these old systems, I've looked back, remembered, and now I'm looking straight forward. Wow, that is a wall. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Until then, bye.